Let's see who's on. Hello. Sorry, y'all. I got a makeshift decoration here. Hello, Super Twins, Bella and Gabby. How are you? Thank you. Thank you for joining us on the Lunchtime Live. Let me scoot this back a bit. How are you doing on Tuesday? Everyone's spelling Tuesday Twosday. Tuesday. Hello, Nita. How are you? Happy Tuesday. I have to remember to stop making all this extra noise because it's very loud on the other end. We're going to be discussing what are your views on renting versus home ownership. And I have some, I can't even use it. Yeah, renting versus home ownership. What do you think about that? Or have you rented before? Have you been a homeowner, or do you live with someone? Do you find it easier to rent? If you're a home buyer, do you find it easy to be a home buyer? Or do you have roommates where you can split the costs? I'll wait for more people to come in. Homeowner is better. Okay, that's your view. I've done, okay, so I've lived, of course, with my parent without having to pay rent. I've also lived with a roommate, renting and splitting the cost. I've lived on my own before, but renting, and now I am a home buyer. And for me, I find it just the same as renting, really. Hello, Arsh. How are you? Our topic is renting versus home buying, home ownership versus do you have a roommate? Or have you done both, experienced both ends? Or some people don't have to pay rent at all. I was looking on the internet, just to find some like an article or something. So I found investopedia.com. Hello, Pete. I guess I'll still wait. There's more people joining. Hello, MLW Fishing Man. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Lunchtime Live here on this Tuesday, 2/22. Wait, is it? Yeah, 2/22/22. Hello, Frugal Mama. Welcome in. Yeah, Pete dropped a video today as well. He drops a video on Tuesdays, so also check out his video. He's called Scratch and Pete because he plays the lotto and he does the scratchers. Okay, you guys, so I have a question. What do you find easier? Hello, Gigi. Home buying, home ownership, or renting? And what have been your experiences with either? I know Nita said home ownership. Yeah, she says home owner is better. But what reasons do you have for a home owner being the better choice? I've experienced both ends with not having to pay rent, with having to pay rent on my own, with having to room with someone and splitting the cost of renting, and also now in my current stage I am a homeowner. Okay, Frugal Mama says home ownership, and can you give some reasons why? Hello Joseph, how are you? I'm doing well. How are you doing? I was just happy to have Monday off yesterday. I chilled at the house all day Monday. Okay, so we have 2 people that says home ownership, definitely. You're doing good. That's good to hear, Joseph. Thank you. Okay, so Nita says own your own home and you can resell if you like. Hello, brother of a certain age. How are you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. Hello. I need to go visit your page too. It's been a while. Yeah, because I was reading here on Investopedia about, home ownership, that, it's not a liquid property. Like we can't just up and sell our property anytime we want. And sometimes sometimes it's a buyer's market or sometimes it's a seller's market. But I found I do have a homeowners association, and they take care of the water as part of that fee. But I live in a condo, and so I haven't had much of anything I had to really repair. So I'm kind of finding it to be just as if I were renting a place of my own. Hello, okay, so you're still at work, Super Twins? Hello, Desiree. Okay, let me see. So Nita says, own your home and you can resell if you like. Joseph says, yeah, see, that's why I'm trying to buy property right now, but it's so expensive where I'm at. Okay. Yeah, I know when I was searching for my home, I live in the Bay Area in California, Northern California, and certain parts of the Bay, I didn't want a place with HOA fee, but after looking at properties, this was it was the cheapest choice, because what I did before I was searching for a home, I didn't apply for a loan first to see how much I would qualify first, and then the lady she was a real estate broker, she said you need to apply for a loan first, then we can go back out and see what's on the market. And so that's how I end up in this condo, and I'm happy I'm here. I don't have to maintain a yard, but in the future I would like a home with a yard. And like I said, there's not very much repairs with my HOA. They do pay the water. They do take care of the outside, the roof, and everything. So I guess it just depends on your circumstances, where you are. But that's been my experience thus far. So Frugal Mama says I've done it all too. Home ownership is a lot of responsibility, but it's an investment instead of making someone else money. Yeah, because well, we all have to have a place to stay, right? So renting versus home ownership is a matter of opinion. But yeah, people who do rent are eventually paying someone else's mortgage, or if that home is already paid off, then they're just, basically the person's just making a profit. Oh yeah, especially if you can pay it off early. Yeah, that's why. Yesterday, I was I was doing another live, and I showed my amortization schedule. That's why I'm trying to pay mine off early because of the interest. How much extra thousands of dollars they're getting from me with that interest. So Mrs. Gigi says, homeowner, you give money back to yourself in a way when still, if you plan it correctly. Hello, and budget and debt. Hello, Mama's Handprint. Thank you for coming in. Hello, Bethany at One Busy Mama. Let me see it. I was going to read this here. Okay, so I'm on Investopedia.com, and it says, choosing to buy or rent, though it is a major decision that affects your financial health, lifestyle, and personal goals, whichever option you choose depends entirely on your lifestyle and your financial situation. Both require a regular income so you can afford the payments and associated costs, and may also require a certain degree of effort to maintain. So, and let me see what else I can find here. Okay, so they have some key takeaways on Investopedia.com. One of them says, whether you choose to rent or buy, your home depends on your financial situation, lifestyle, and personal goals. Both provide you with a place to live and require regular income in order to make the payments, which is true. We do need to, have finances in order to maintain and pay the monthly payments. They say that renting offers flexibility, predictable monthly expenses, and someone to handle repairs. I know someone who was living here in the Bay Area, and they were renting a house, but every year the rent would go up by like $100 and something to $200 and something. So, I mean, I know there's rent control in some areas, but not in all areas. So there's either a positive or negative factor also when it comes to renting. And Frugal Mama says, I wish I understand the amortization when I purchased my home first. Yeah, would have made better choices, but better later than never. Yeah, I didn't know much about home buying until after I had purchased my home and that amortization schedule, especially how much interest they'll get with you if you're just making your regular monthly payments. So that's why one of my purpose driven to pay extra towards that principal, so that I can pay off this mortgage sooner. Eventually, I'll still have like the property taxes, and the homeowner's insurance that I'll need after I pay off the mortgage. But yeah, I don't want them getting all that interest from me. I'd rather it go towards the principal rather than back to the lender. Let me see. I bought my first house. A brother of a certain age says, I bought my first house in 2003, which is the primary residence. 2 years ago, I cashed out and refinanced and used the cash to fund my... Okay, that's good. So there's advantages. He used the cash to fund his real estate investment business. So far, so good. Okay. Yeah, Bethany says, better late than never. Understood. Hello, Uncut TV, UGA. How are you? Yeah, I refinanced last year, and I was able to get a lower monthly payment, and also the interest rate went down quite a bit, so I was happy about that. And a brother of a certain age says, all while not quitting my day job, of course. Oh, yeah. Nowadays, you have to have more than... Hello, Sweet Ree. Welcome in. The topic is renting versus buying, or home ownership. What have been your experience, and how do you feel about that? Or I'm doing well, thank you too. Thank you, Uncut. Okay, so let's see. And then Investopedia.com also says renting doesn't mean you're throwing away money every month, and owning doesn't always help you build wealth in the long run. So they have, which is true. Everyone has opinions about renting versus buying based upon their experience or inexperience. So, they also say renting a home, the biggest myth about renting is that you're throwing away money every month. And they say this is not true. After all, you need a place to live, and that always costs money in one way or another. Okay, and then they go on to say, while it's true that you're building equity with monthly rent payments, that you are not building equity with monthly rent payments, not all of the cost of home ownership always go towards building equity either. How much of this is true, you guys? So when you rent, is anyone renting out there? It says you know exactly how your it says when you rent, you know exactly your housing costs each month. This amount is indicated on your lease, so you can plan accordingly. In some cases, your landlord may also include other costs within that amount, such as utilities, storage, and homeowners association fees if you live in a condominium. Hello, keeping up with Queen Eva. Okay, anyone that rents, do you have are utilities like garbage, or let's see, I think they call it all inclusive? Or do you live in a condominium where you have to still pay a home HOA fee? Hello, Lefty's wifey. I guess everyone's just greeting themselves. Thank you. Please hit that like button. I have 10 people in show and I have 8 likes. Hit that like button, y'all. You said 9. Well, Frugal Mama says 9 times out of 10 rent isn't yeah, that's true. Rent isn't controlled, at least not forever. I agree. Yeah, because I know, well, I don't know. I mean, I know in California, you hear more people leaving California to like go to like Texas or Nevada because the rent is going up every year. And there are some rent controlled areas around the world, but not everywhere. That's true. Okay, so they go on to say that home ownership brings both tangible and intangible benefits. Not only do you have your own home, you can make decisions about the look and design of the space, but you also get a sense of stability and pride of ownership. But we must keep in mind that changing your mind about where you're living can be very expensive, since real estate is not a liquid asset. You may not be able to sell when you want, and even if you do, you may not get it at the price you want. So I haven't sold it. I haven't been in a position where I've had to sell my home. This is my first I guess dive into home ownership, and I've been in my place since 2016, so in November it'll be 6 years. Let me see. So Frugal Mama says home ownership can be lonely and isolating. When I was a socialite, condo living was more fitting. Yeah, and in my where I live, I do live in a condo, but it's just mostly people stay to themselves even before the whole thing that occurred in 2020. Let's see here. Okay, so this one says, here are some expenses you'll be spending money on as a homeowner that you generally do not have to pay as a renter. Like property taxes, that's one thing as a homeowner you do pay. That comes out in my monthly payment, the property taxes. Trash pickup, I do pay trash pickup separately. It also says some landlords require renters to pay this as well. Water and sewer service, some landlords require renters to pay this. Pest control, I don't have to pay pest control. I don't have any unwanted creatures rolling through my house. Tree trimming, I don't have to deal with tree trimming. I do pay homeowners insurance, and that comes out in my monthly payment. Pool cleaning, I don't have a pool. That says if you have one. And then lender required flood insurance in some areas. I don't live in a flood zone. And then earthquake insurance, I do live in California and we do experience earthquakes. There's been a few this month, but minor. So let me see. Okay, so Sweet Reese says you can claim your interest if you itemize your taxes. I think it's very beneficial to buy. Okay, so Mama's Handprint says rent now is extremely expensive. Uncut says renting sometimes becomes costly than the installment payments after buying one's flat. The worst thing is that the house still stays not yours, so it's better to go home for home buying instead. Okay, so I have a lot of people, renting is too expensive. Lefty's Wifey says renting is too expensive. I know here in where I live, I think my monthly mortgage payment is way less than a one-bedroom apartment for rent. And then Sweet Reese says tree trimming is expensive. We had several trees trimmed last year. Okay. Yeah, I haven't had to experience that at and then a brother of a certain age says, as a landlord, you can build in some of those costs when you set your rent prices. Okay. So it's good to have different perspectives here. Yeah, that's what this is saying, that on investopedia.com, that, you know, some landlords require renters to pay trash pickup and also for water and sewer service. And they also, I've heard a lot that some landlords are having their renters pay for, it's a requirement to have renter's insurance as well. Okay, so Frugal Mama agrees. She says that tree trimming is expensive. Yeah, because what is it called, an arborist? You have to have an arborist come out and look at the tree. Or I guess it just depends on if you're getting the branches cut, or if, you know, you have a tree that's not doing so well. You have to cut it down to, or, you know, remove the root. Let's see, what else does it say here? Okay, so for our home buyers here, for repairs and maintenance, have you had experience where it's very costly, where some things are costly, or maybe after you moved in and bought the home, you found out that you need some costly repairs? You may find yourself with an unexpected leak in the roof. And they're saying here that replacing your roof could cost an additional $12,000. And that may not be covered under your home insurance policy. But, you know, some people who move into a home, they're very handy and can do some of the repairs or themselves. So I guess it all depends on the person and, you know, who you know sometimes, where you can cut costs, or maybe you can do it yourself. Okay, so let me see here. And it is saying that there's tax benefits for homeowners. There are certain tax benefits like the mortgage interest deduction, It can help you to reduce out-of-pocket expenses during the early life of the loan, as long as deductions are itemized. Let me see here. A brother of a certain age says, my first home that I bought in 2003 was a foreclosure. Okay. And there was lots of costly goodies with the, he put a lot of dollar signs that we found after we took possession of the property. Frugal Mama says, oh yes, had a leak under my slab. Woo, expensive even with insurance, but that's why it's important to have an emergency. I have an emergency fund just for that reason too. Sweet Reese says plumbing is expensive. My oldest son. Oh, okay. Your oldest son at sea. If you know some. Hello, Tyrone. She says my oldest son is a plumber, and I loved when he lived in the same state. Oh wow. See, that's great. Mama Handpress says best to invest in your own property. In the future, you are saving money. Yeah, that's what I'm coming to find. That once I pay off this mortgage, like I said, I still have the property taxes, and also I'll still keep the homeowner's insurance, but I won't have to have the pay towards the interest or the principal much longer. And then it's also, it can be generational. You can pass it down to your children, and hopefully, we teach our children how to maintain and maintain finances as well, and maintain a home. Hello, Debbie Nixon. Okay, you're headed home from work. It's only 1:57 here, so. Okay, so Lefty's wifey says that she only pays property taxes and home insurance now. Yeah, you paid off your mortgage. Check out Lefty's wife. I know you have a big sign that says your mortgage is paid off. I can't wait until I get to that point, Lefty's wifey, where I only have to pay property taxes and home insurance now. And Sweet Reese says, yes, Mama's handprint. You increase the value of your property when you complete updates. Yeah, and saying here in some cases with updates, not all updates, but some updates, you can increase the value of the property. Sweet Reese says, congratulations, Lefty's wifey. And Lefty's wifey says, thank you, Ree. And guess what, you guys? My 30 minutes is up. My lunchtime is up. This was a great conversation. Oops, I'm not showing my... Let me see here. Okay, so Reese says she has 10 years left and they keep sending us refinance information. I'd be like, no way. Thank you all. This was a great conversation. Well, in this pool of people we had, it seems like more people are for home ownership than for renting. Equity is the end game. Mama's Hampers. Hello, Maya girls. Bye-bye. Thank you all for joining us. I'll let you guys say hello. You be safe out there as well. Thank you. All right, I'll see you guys another time with another topic.